I think we all know who's angling to be the lead singer of this band.
What are you talking about?
That's true. Yeah, Josh,
Joshy, we're all on you.
You're our Sting.
It's good though. Yeah. It's cool. You're Sting. I'll be
I am not. Dave is the lead singer. Dave runs the show.
Yeah. No.
I just play a wicked slash solo.
You know,
10 minutes.
Remember I told you this. This is
I play a little November Rain.
No. Actually, this is probably the last girl I ever sort of picked up, and it was in 4 months ago in LA, and she called me the Pakistani Tommy Lee. So I guess I'm Tommy Lee.
Okay, you know
That's
what?
The third time you've been.
All right. Yeah, that's
true.
Number one, I've heard that before. Number two, is that a reference to something?
What? Tattoos.
I thought you were a grower, not a shower.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Because Tommy Lee is infamous for one thing.
I had somebody,
and it ain't drumming.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the FTS podcast, Friends Talking Shop. We are on episode 22. There is a lot happening at FTS right now, folks.
Crazy.
If you are listening to this podcast, just know that you are one among many, many people who have found our podcast and have found this to be one of their absolutely delightful things as part of their life. And so, welcome to episode 22. Welcome if you're a first-time listener.
Do you think it's a good sign if people listen to the podcast and fall asleep listening to it?
No.
It's like I listen to Howard Stern a lot.
Yeah.
When I fall asleep, it's just a soothing voice. I don't know if your voice.
Well,
is
you have narcolepsy, so that doesn't count. You're
a medical condition. Yeah,
you're talking about people without conditions.
No, I'm saying sometimes when I'm going to bed, I'll play a podcast to fall asleep to.
I do that all the time. I don't think that's an insult.
No, why is that an insult?
I want to put someone to sleep.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing it.
Yeah. We'll let you go first.
Congrats. Yeah.
I call it I call it my Bill Cosby mode.
You're hitting. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're gonna put them to sleep, then verbally rape their ears.
I'll tell you what, Omar. Why don't?
Oh my God.
Let me do my intro.
Was that too much? Was that too much?
You can tell everyone about your Puerto Rico Tommy Lee comparison story. That'll put everyone to sleep, and then people who stay awake can listen to the rest of us. So, all right. So let's go back. We are the FTS Friends Talking Shop podcast, episode 22. I am your host, Dave. And I am joined, you may have heard these other two guys as they jumped in prematurely, are my other two hosts. I'll go out of order. I'll go out of order. Omar, one of our just wonderful hosts. Omar, how are you doing this week?
I feel like I have each day in my life, I feel like I'm peeling off layers and I'm discovering more of who I am. And I feel emancipated.
That's deep.
Yeah.
Well, I'll get to that when we get to my time.
Oh, a little teaser.
Every day you learn more about yourself. You're saying you're happy with that.
Yeah, I think for the most part, it's usually because the baseline is just so low.
Okay, well, yeah. So
low bar. Low bar helps.
Dogs make up for a lot.
I hate myself. Oh, look at this. I might like myself.
Listen, if you set very weak goals, that's the way to do life. Because there's a good probability of achieving them, and then success. You set them too high, forget it.
I set weekly weak goals.
Weekly weak goals. That's good.
Yeah.
You're on top of it.
Someone said to me once, happiness is when your reality is greater than your expectations. So there's two variables there. Your reality doesn't have to be great. Your expectations have to be low. So you can be happy.
That's exactly it.
With a bad reality. Yeah.
It's the anticipation rather than the actual event. The anticipation's always better.
No, I don't think that's true.
I lied. I agree with you. I don't think it's better either.
Well,
but I thought that sounded good.
Let's keep going then. Our third host, along with Omar and myself, is Josh. Josh, how are you doing this week?
I am doing well. I just want to do a quick little beef, and Omar's already laughing. This is my new thing, Omar. I now work 2 topics in. It's my loophole. I work a soft, quick topic, and then later on I do my long topic.
Hold on. Josh, our listeners can't see Josh, but he looks like he's a floating head right now. He's a black screen, and he's wearing a black sweater. And
it's a t-shirt sweater.
All you see is his head floating around.
That's like I have a green screen. Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
That's true.
Go on.
Yeah, like Oz.
So the other night, I wonder if you guys, do you guys eat Chinese food?
Yeah,
Chinese
I do.
takeout in particular. So I had
Yep.
Chinese takeout the other night with my family.
Yep.
And fortune cookie. I'm noticing. I used to love fortune cookies as a kid. Right? They're not fortunes anymore. You don't get fortunes. They're telling you like life lessons, or they're telling you like they're not predictions. These are the two I got. You ready? I wrote them down. A merry heart does good like a medicine. What the hell does that? That's not a fortune.
Yeah.
It says it says it in the cookie, fortune cookie. Tell me something about what's going to happen to me that I can get excited about and pin that little piece of paper up on my cubicle.
That grammatically seemed incorrect. Can you read that again?
A merry heart does good like a medicine. Yeah, it's not even
Mary
written.
spelled
Yeah.
M-A-R-Y, by the way.
M-E-R-R-Y.
And actually, it's spelled Mary Hart, as in the actress.
Oh, that would make more sense. That would make more sense.
Maybe.
Yeah, Merry Heart does good like medicine. Yeah, Merry Heart does. That's
Like good medicine.
yeah. And then this one said, acting on a good idea is better than just having a good idea. I mean, come on, that's not a fortune. They're either they're getting lazy, or they're just maybe someone sued them because their fortune didn't come true.
I gotta tell you something. This was a fortune, and I'm going to tell you why. Because this is one of my
fortune?
problems. This ties into. I have several problems with Josh. I think about chronically, and one of them actually he just like hit on. Which, can you repeat the second fortune that you read?
I just went by it. All right, here's the second fortune. Acting on a good idea is better than just having a good idea.
So, Josh,
that is not a fortune.
Josh, do you remember your idea that you had 5 years ago?
I have tons of ideas.
Well, yeah. Which one?
I have 1,000
When
money-making
wouldn't
ideas.
stop talking about it, and David.
Which one?
Again, which one?
The vanishing tattoos.
Okay, that was more than 5 years ago. That was like 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
10 years ago. And it was brilliant. 1 year
Josh
tattoos.
never did anything about it. We
That's
pitched
correct.
it to Robinson Cano.
Because
Yes, I did pitch it to Robinson Cano. That's
who's
so
a baseball
true.
player.
I forgot about that. I did pitch it to Robinson Cano.
And Josh just had the good idea, but he did nothing about it.
that's not an actual idea. There is that. Why don't I come up with an idea of why don't we make ice cubes that turn into gold? Like that's an idea. You can't act on that.
That's ridiculous that you even equating the two. First of all, it's being done.
Your tattoo.
It's being done right now.
There's a company that's doing it, Dave, called Ephemeral. I don't want to plug them, fact, because they stole my idea. They probably heard it because I had that idea so long ago.
Exactly.
But they figured out how to do it. And I don't know if it works the way I envisioned it, but that was the idea, was 1 year tattoos. You get the tattoo and then gradually fades away, so it's not permanent, and you can try it on for size.
That's my point. Didn't that fortune?
It's a brilliant friggin' idea.
Don't you think that fortune triggered something for you subconsciously? That's why you were bringing it up right now with such disdain? God knows you've had other ideas. I'm equating the fact that you've had other ideas as well that we don't know about or forgot about that you also did not act on it.
That's true. I don't act on any of my ideas. I'm an idea guy. Yeah. I'm not an implementer. I'm an idea guy.
David, you see where I'm going with this?
So you're saying that's why I'm pissed off at the fortune cookie industry?
It touches a little close to a nerve for you, but you never follow through on anything.
Were you also in very hard?
I'm half kidding. I'm kidding.
No. It's a good point, and I'm getting a little depressed.
Did you have a thing very, very hard too? Is that why the other one was so painful?
Yes, I did have a thing for Mary Hart, and she was unfortunately unattainable. Yeah. So yes, this is all making sense now.
All right.
I'd like to apologize to the Fortune family for their cookies.
China.
Yes. It's actually not a Chinese thing. That's what's unbelievable. There are no fortune cookies in China. It's an American thing.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, there are no fortune cookies in China.
Huh.
Yeah, because they know better.
So fortune cookies weren't.
Fortune cookies are an American. It's like General Tso's chicken. You don't find that in China either. That's an American.
There's not a General.
No,
it's
there's no General Tso,
isn't it?
No, it's Tsao. General Tso's chicken.
Tsao. No.
General Zod was in Superman 3.
Yes,
Superman,
I know that.
Right?
Yeah,
yes,
that was Superman. Yeah, 2, which was the
great character, by the way. I can't believe there was no spin.
Have you guys ever had General Zod's chicken before?
His chicken is phenomenal.
It's so good, it knocks down.
We should open up a chicken place called General Zod's Chicken. Now, I'm not going to follow through on that, but that is a terrific idea.
I do.
Someone's going to come up with it.
Yes,
all right.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's go back to the introduction and go through the litany of things I have to go through. So, all right. So you have joined. You kind of got the idea what our podcast is. You listen this far and
it's a hot mess.
Are still awake. Haven't fallen asleep yet. What we will continue to do here is we are 3 guys from diverse backgrounds, according to the Pod Bible.
Which we just made, the Pod Bible.
I don't know. I guess we have diverse backgrounds, but it's probably.
I think we do.
There's a lot of similarities probably in there too. Anyway, we are three friends who will come together once a week and come up with a topic that we each think about during the week. We throw it at each other suddenly. We don't have any pre-knowledge of the topics we're going to talk about, and then we comment on them, and hopefully be done apparently by an hour and 5 minutes. Anything longer than that,
somebody asked
some feedback
the other night. Which episodes and what were there certain parts of our episodes that were more frequently listened to? I don't know what kind of data we have. I just said that half of our listeners are in India. But I didn't know what else to say. I mean, what is the breakdown?
There, half of our listeners were in India. To your dad disparaged all Indians, and we've lost that. We've lost that audience.
We do have a breakdown of where listeners are coming from, and which episodes are more popular. And the numbers, just in case you are curious of kind of peeking behind the curtain of the FTS podcast, we are growing like crazy. In May, I went through the numbers. We had 43 downloads. In June, we had 433 downloads. I'm just paraphrasing. In July, we had 4,000 or 5,000 downloads. So it is an exponential growth.
It's happening,
You are
man.
part of the Cool Kid Club. Yeah. It doesn't matter what you were like in high school. If you're listening to this podcast, you are in the cool group. So,
I don't know. I think we're also setting ourselves up for failure, but I'm happy as long as we're doing, we're lucky enough to be doing this and we're enjoying it. And that's the best thing.
We enjoy. That's
Thank you for listening.
It's all about what we enjoy doing. Absolutely.
That's right. You may find us to be absolutely ridiculous. We don't care. We're having fun. We're going to keep going.
Correct.
So we are going to go through our three topics and hope you enjoy with us. We do have an email this week. I thought we could save it for the end.
Definitely. But you want to give them our email address so others can file on there?
Thank you, Josh. Once again, you're on it.
That's what I do.
We do have an email, and we'd love to hear from you. Our email is friends@fts.media. friends@fts.media. So please feel free to email us. You can email us about questions about one of us, topics you want to talk about,
anything,
women you want to set up with Omar. It doesn't matter. It can be anything you want.
Anything and everything.
Yep. The email address is just so confusing to me. I still don't know what the hell you just said.
Really, it's just letters and words.
Okay,
see what you're doing? Friends. The word friends. That's not hard. The @ sign. We all know the @ sign. The @ sign's very popular these days. The letters FTS, which are an acronym for Friends Talking Shop.
Yes.
The only tricky dot. Everyone knows the dot. And then the word media, and everyone is familiar with that word as well.
That's the twist. It's like an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
So media is in lieu of .com. It's
correct.
Media.
That's right.
Oh,
that's right.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Welcome to the podcast, Omar.
Well, at least you know now that the emails are not coming from me.
In fact, that's what our email address was. It's been 22 episodes.
22 episodes, and you still don't know what it is.
All right, so I'd like to go first this week because I have a topic. Normally I talk about topics that happen in my life, but this week I was listening to a podcast and they brought up a Reddit post that they thought was interesting to talk about, and I just was dying to talk to you guys about it. So first of all, I want to admit that my topic has been stolen from another podcast. All right,
you're gonna steal it from another podcast.
Only the fact that they referenced the Reddit. It wasn't created by them. The podcast is the /Filmcast. I'll mention it because I'm actually a patron of this podcast, which I would rarely pay for something that I could get for free. But this podcast I've listened to enough that I do. But
if you're going to steal their idea, you might as well give them a shout out.
I did. Give them a shout out. I've given them some cash. This Reddit post was called "My Boyfriend Won't Stop Calling Me Tony Pizza." This thing is blown up on the internet apparently, and I found this thing fascinating. I wanted to talk to you about it, and it's a broader conversation. So let me just read it to you. By the way, do you guys pay attention to Reddit at all?
No, I do not.
Have you heard of Reddit?
I've heard of Reddit.
Isn't that what a frog does?
Oh God, now we have to go and edit that out. I'm gonna find it on the stream. I then have to go and edit it so it seems seamless.
I got that joke from Alexa, from Amazon Alexa, so whatever.
I was gonna say, yeah. That has kind of like taken the air out of my tires completely.
Just deflated everything.
So when you re-edit, I'm gonna pretend like we just started. This Reddit is titled "My Boyfriend Won't Stop Calling Me Tony Pizza." Ready?
Yeah, Tony's Pizza.
So here it is, real quick. This woman who's 21 years old, and my boyfriend currently live together and have been together for 4 months. To explain why we're living together at the 4-month mark, we started out as roommates and started dating. I have to say my boyfriend has never been good with pet names. Some early ones were Little Stubster and Sour Meat.
Sour Meat?
Yeah.
That's not flattering.
One of my nicknames for him in comparison is Little Bird. Anyway, about 2 weeks ago, he starts calling me Tony Pizza. This doesn't even make sense, and he uses it more often than my actual name. He is obsessed. It honestly bothers me that he can't bother to find a somewhat nice nickname for me. I have had a couple of conversations with him about it, but he says he can't think of anything better. What am I going to do? Is this going to become a bigger problem, or should I address it? I hate being referred to as Tony Pizza. I don't know. For some reason, this Reddit, and by the way, if you pay attention to Reddit, there's subreddits based on certain subsections. You could have a subreddit based on Thor or cooking. This one's called relationship advice.
Okay.
And they're asking, they hate this boyfriend keeps calling his girlfriend Tony Pizza.
So people comment on it, right?
And then people comment. Yeah,
exactly right.
Yeah. So my question to you guys is, what your philosophy on nicknames? I think calling someone a Tony Pizza, a girlfriend Tony Pizza, is on the one hand awful, but on the other hilarious.
It's definitely hilarious.
So I wanted to get your take on calling your girlfriend Tony Pizza.
Well, does she love pizza?
Well, that's the thing. There's not anything more about the context of this.
So you got to know why. Where's the origin of Tony Pizza?
Well,
did he make it up out of thin air? If he did that, it's kind of like, okay, that's weird. But if she eats pizza a lot, I think that's pretty funny.
But don't you have pet names that it's not anything that's really based on anything in logic like you have for your spouse or girlfriend in the past? It's just like, this came up, I like it, and you just run with it. You don't have any kind of pet names like that?
Yeah, my wife calls me skid marks. I don't know what that's about. But...
Yeah, I think we all do. I think we all know what that's about.
Did she do your laundry? Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I don't really have a pet name for my wife. I rarely call her
Honey?
No, Hun. Yeah, that Hun. That's
Hun.
it.
Hun is your go-to?
Hun is my go-to, but there really is no like. I might use Tony Pizza because she's not on Reddit, so she wouldn't know that.
Now you can go with it.
Yeah, so I can steal that. But she's Italian, so that might seem like a little derogatory. So I might not do that at all. Actually, now thinking about it, no, I don't have. We don't have nicknames for each other. I find nicknames weird. I find that
when
people call each other. Okay, nicknames for dudes for your friends is quite normal. Yeah. Nicknames for your spouse or significant other, I find a little weird, and I don't like the baby talk and all that, and I can't get into any of that crap. Yeah, it is, but it's all in the playful. It's all in the playful.
Unless if it's said like sporadically, without any repetition. Like I do like to customize names. I think it's super cute, and especially with something original. Yeah. So this woman should be thanking the Lord. She has such a creative partner.
You like Tony Pizza?
Yeah, or he's incredibly lazy. Could be lazy.
I had a girl. I used to call her Moose, because she would eat so much, and it was super cute. She loved it.
Yeah, that's
called her Moose.
Yeah,
because she ate too much.
She would always eat. She had a great appetite.
Yeah. And, did she love that?
She loved it. She loved it.
Of course. That's endearing.
That is endearing.
It was a really funny name for like she wasn't in any way like she was in very good shape. Yeah. That's such a funny name. I'd be like, hey, Moose, what do you think? It was a great name.
Stop.
Great. It's like Tony's Pizza. I'm not kidding. Yeah. I'm not kidding.
Wow.
Yeah. So I like that. I like stuff like that. I think
that's interesting.
It's clever.
So the girls you've dated, Omar, you have you come up with a different pet name for each one?
Do you have pet names every time you're in a relationship, Omar?
I have pet names to my friends, possibly.
That's pet
Friends
names.
are- yeah.
Nicknames.
Those are
not pet
nicknames. Yeah.
Nicknames.
Like,
They're not
but
pet names.
no, but like, no. I mean, like when I talk to you, I'll refer to someone maybe as like the Brazilian or the dragon.
Yeah, but
or
that's
like
that's not a pet name.
no. So pet name.
I noticed you have pet. You have a pet. This is going to sound repetitive, but you have a pet name for your pet.
Oh
you,
yeah.
Your dog
Yeah.
Miles. You call him all sorts
Chachi
of different.
boy, yeah.
Chachi.
Yeah,
and
right.
All sorts of
Chach.
different names.
That's what I was thinking, Omar. Both of you guys, I feel like this is Bob, and before you know it, it's LD.
Or single Bob, or like, you know.
Yes, I do that, but
Bob,
with
yeah.
guys.
So, but not with. Well, you know,
No,
you have
I'm
to be
not-
very careful with your spouse.
Yes, I'm
because-
not calling any girl Moose anytime soon.
But you're gonna go with Tony Pizza.
But Josh, but you understand why that name is so funny, because it's
What, Tony
it's so,
Pizza or Moose?
No, Moose is so funny because of that exact reason.
I
It's such
get
a
it. As
perverse
long as
name.
she's cool with that.
She
I
was
would
completely
imagine
cool with it.
99 out of 100 women
It
are
was
not going to be cool with that.
Fantastic name. Smiles was another name.
Well, Smiles is fine. That's okay. Smiles
Somebody else,
is
yeah.
yeah. Okay. But I mean, do you have a nickname for your wife, Dave? What do you call her?
You know, I think I think, and it changes. It's just sort of what the thing is. I can't think. I used to call her. I used to say Sweet Nups, which for like nuptials, like we're married, and so somehow. Sweet Nups came up,
right.
You know,
That's what I meant. Yeah. That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
So hold on. So
she'll hate it that
whether it's Tony's Pizza, like I sort of alluded to it when I was with Moose. I would like say her name Moose, like at parties or at like bars.
How about when you met her parents? You said, I'm really thinking to your daughter Moose.
Yeah, yeah.
And they went, what?
So, but I would say in public, and it was even funnier. So
did she have antlers? Was this an antler thing, or this is an eating? Are you trying to hide the fact she had antlers?
Did she answer yes by clomping twice?
It's a girl.
Is that how you? Yeah.
I gotta find something to call.
Did she hang out with a flying squirrel? No.
I'm
running out of Moose references.
Yeah, that's about the
Canada?
only. That's the last Moose reference I have.
I can't.
Yeah, all right now hung up.
I feel like, and I'm guessing she didn't like Moose.
No, she loved it. She was a slight, tall woman.
It's so unusual because you don't give women these insulting nicknames like you do your guy friend. We have a friend who we call Idiot.
And one of our best friends, LD.
Yes, I do, because he looks like LD.
Well, the amazing thing about LD, so just to back up, is it's an amazing story. You passed by someone, Josh, who looked like, I don't know the rapper's real name, but his rap name is Lil Dicky, right?
Lil Dicky, yes. Yeah. Who has a show on FX. He's big now.
Dave.
Oh, yeah, Dave.
Yeah. Dave. But at the time, this was a long time ago, way before, when he was just a YouTube guy, and I followed him on YouTube, and I loved what he did. Yeah. And I saw him. I met this guy. I won't say his name. The very first time, I'm like, oh my God, this guy looks like Little Dicky.
Right.
He looks exactly like Little Dicky, and that's what I called him immediately.
Well,
just upon first meeting him.
Yeah.
And it stuck.
For years, I thought I only knew him as LD. I didn't know what his name actually was, and someone asked me who. Do you know so and so? And I was like, I have no idea who that is. And I was like, oh, that's LD. So, Josh, you have a very keen, not only a keen eye for or a keen way of nicknames. But I remember one time we went to a casino and we were passing by somebody, and you said, "Has anyone ever told you look like a young Smokey Robinson?" I don't know where you pulled that out of.
Because he looked like young Smokey Robinson.
He looked exactly like a young Smokey.
Yes.
Robinson. I don't even know what Smokey Robinson looks like, but when I saw this guy, I was like, I vaguely remember. And he does. And
Tears of a Clown.
Did he start talking about how he has sunshine?
He wasn't real happy about
it. That's not Smokey Robinson.
He seemed to like have noticed or had that reference to him once before, and he was not super happy about it, if I recall. But it was a spitting image. It was such
I call him as I see him.
Yeah.
And look, I would not call someone I just met Idiot for the first time. It's our friend that we know. We all call him Idiot. And that's just his nickname, and so be it. But he's a good friend, and that's why we're able to get away with it. And it's it's part in jest and part part truth. But that's not the point. But LD was, I think that's just hey, you look like this guy. I don't think there's anything harmful about it.
The nicknames are the best. The best.
So,
Josh
so it's fun. Thank you. So it's funny with nicknames because when I was in summer camp, this quick story here. There was this guy. I won't tell you his name. His first name was Stu. That's all I'll tell you. His first name was Stu. And he's
in the military. Is he a general like Omar's friend?
Yeah. He's a nice guy. And so he tells us one day, we must have been, 11 years old. He comes up and goes, "Hey guys, I want you all to call me the Boa from now on." And I'm like, "No, you don't decide your own nickname.
No,
that's not how nicknames work. You don't say I'm this or I'm that. The playground decides your nickname. That's how it goes.
This is nuts.
You can't just say call me the Boa one day.
No, I agree. I do think that there's some gray areas there. Which
do you remember the Seinfeld where George wanted to be called T-Bone?
T-Bone.
Yeah. You can't.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But then it's also very hard. Someone who is going to nominate or who decides what your nickname is that sticks.
The playground. When my daughter was born, right?
Yeah.
We named her Gabrielle, and I said, "Oh yeah, what are we gonna call her? Gabby, whatever." And my wife's like, "I really like Gabrielle. I don't know if Gabby is, we should call her Gabby." I'm like, "Listen, we're not going to decide that. When she grows up and goes to school, whatever those kids call her, that's it, folks. That's how it works. The playground determines, and so that's how it goes."
Well,
unless you leave your town and go to a new town, and that's what I did. Right.
You'd have to pack up. Why, you did that because someone gave you a bad nickname?
Did you have a bad nickname?
You don't want to say?
You seem to reference a story.
Yeah, that seems to be directly related to your life.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was alluding to the fact that where I live now, almost everyone there calls me Zia.
Okay. Because you introduced yourself as Zia.
Yeah, which is, I guess it's not a nickname. It's actually my name.
No, it's your name.
Yeah.
See, look, when you introduce yourself to someone with a name, that's what they're going to call you. I have a news flash for you, but that's not a nickname.
Yeah.
If you walked into your new place and no one had met you before and said, "Hi, I'm Shitbrick," they're going to call you Shitbrick.
That's true. Good point.
That's how it goes.
Well, what do you think about this Tony Pizza? If you were to talk to this woman, she had this problem, you'd be like, "Listen,
great story.
He loves you.
Why does he call you that?" And like,
run with it. It's charming.
Tony Pizza. Yeah.
And it's unique. It's different, and it's not stupid like Schmoopy or Love Bug or some crap like that.
But Tony Pizza, there is a Tony's Pizza. I think there is a frozen pizza called Tony's Pizza. And I think it's like a piece of crab pizza that's
of course,
right?
It's frozen pizza.
So I don't think it's an endearing nickname in terms of it's a quality pizza that they're referring to. But
well, it's better than calling her Hot Pockets.
Well, I don't know. I actually don't know if that's true. Neither of those make any sense, and it's just whatever. It just sticks. So
unless she eats the shit out of Tony's Pizza 4 nights a week,
do you know?
That might be a problem.
Do you know there's a generative artist on the web who creates a bunch of art that has various objects sort of in some form of masturbating, and listen to this, and when the objects have their moment of whatever, they always do their thing into a Hot Pockets. And literally, I'm not kidding. It's gotten so bad that are so good that Hot Pockets has sent this artist letters pleading him to stop doing this.
I would imagine so.
They can't really do anything about it.
Right.
Yeah, because it's parody. It's a parody law.
Exactly.
There's actually a parody law.
Just knows. That's right.
That's right. I know the parody law.
Well, Jim Gaffigan does a thing on Hot Pockets. Someone at Hot Pockets sent him.
They weren't happy with him. He talks about it. They weren't happy with him either. Yeah, he disparages Hot Pockets. He basically says they're a piece of shit and no one should be eating them, and it gives you diarrhea. I can't imagine they're happy with that.
No, but I think they're getting free advertising.
But everyone who eats Hot Pockets is well aware that it gives you diarrhea.
Yeah.
So it's not anything new.
Yeah. So Josh, you have no pet name for your wife. It's Hun.
Hun. That's it. It's as far as it goes.
I don't have a consistent one. Omar, you're
Moose.
Outside of Moose,
No, I've had Smiles. I've had.
That's very close to your dog Miles, by the way.
It is.
This is.
Might have predated Miles though.
This is I had a HT, which
HT.
stands for head turner.
Okay. Well, that's a flattering one.
That's very
HT,
flattering.
But it's also a little bit on the
cheese.
but it's not obvious. People don't know what it means.
Right, it's your little secret.
It's because she was attractive, or she was the opposite. I assume she was attractive.
Okay. Yeah, you're not right. It's not going
head turn for other reasons, but yeah, go ahead.
Or maybe she was a contortionist.
I call one of my best friends who is my funniest girlfriend, who's maybe the funniest friend I have.
What?
She's amazing, and I tell her that she's my version. She's the closest thing I have to Rosie O'Donnell, and because I think Rosie O'Donnell is really funny. And so I call my friend Rosie.
She thinks it's a very dated reference.
Yeah. But my friends, doesn't take it that great as a woman. But I don't know. Rosie O'Donnell to me is
really.
She was moderately funny.
Yeah, I think she's very clever.
She's all right. She's okay.
She had a short moment in time, maybe, but
no, she had a show for a while that was widely popular.
Yes, but funny. Like, do you think Ellen DeGeneres
there's a comedic bent to it. Ellen DeGeneres, actually, her stand-up is hilarious.
Do you think it's funny?
Yeah, it's actually very funny.
Her phone call with God spit. It's very good.
Hilarious.
So Rosie McDonald or Melissa McCarthy, who do you think is funnier?
Rosie O'Donnell.
Really?
Yeah.
No, you said versus Melissa McCarthy?
Yeah.
Well, it depends. Stand-up Rosie O'Donnell. In a movie, I would rather watch Melissa McCarthy.
Huh. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I concur.
Well, fair enough.
Okay.
Well, so I guess the answer is you both are a big fan of Tony Pizza.
Love it.
Josh, feel free to use it. Use it this week and then report back.
I already texted it to my wife.
Yeah. Hey, Tony Pizza, give me some.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes I call Miles and Lou, like I used to call Lou boobs, and I call Mile boobies, and I call actually someone I date. I call someone I'm hanging with boobies too. I'm like, hey boobies, can we get this? Can you get me some milk, please?
That's your go-to.
Yeah, I swear to God.
So you ask boobies for milk? That's funny.
That funny. Doesn't seem to correlate to you in any way.
Yeah, that doesn't do anything for you.
I literally call Miles boobies when we're walking in the park. I'm like, hey, boobies, come up. Let's go. And he'll come. Like, it's just I don't know. But in some ways, I should say.
You're not asking Miles for milk, though, are you? This is all
it's all getting weird.
It's
all getting weird.
Yeah. Boy.
All right, I'm going to pass on my subject before it gets weirder. Josh, you want to go next with your topic?
Yeah, sure. So look, it's funny that you guys said I'm an idea guy who never follows through because I'm about to give you an idea.
There you go.
And I want your take on it. Yeah, for the win. It's funny, and you had no clue I was going to do this, by the way. So that's very, very funny.
That's what the podcast is for. It's filled with doers out there. Yeah.
So my son is at that age where we are applying to colleges now, and we are officially going through the applications right now and looking at curriculums of schools. And so look, this is the one thing I've always said for years and years. In fact, Dave, you heard me talk about this once at an event that turned into an incredibly awkward scenario with somebody else. But it doesn't relate here. But I will say this. I've always been against, if I love the fact that my kid wants to go to college. It's great. And my daughter's in college as well. But I'm always like, listen, if you're a philosophy or art history major, I am not paying for it. It's a complete waste of time. These are ridiculous subjects. The only thing you can do with philosophy is teach philosophy. It's an awful, wicked cycle that doesn't seem to end. And what are you doing in philosophy in the real world? Art history, same thing. It's utterly ridiculous.
I don't agree with what you just said.
Are you insane?
I'm not. No.
So you think a philosophy major is a good use of a college education?
I think it can train people how to think about things.
Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they say. Listen,
yeah,
I'm an unbelievably effective thinker.
I would rather hire someone with a philosophy degree than someone with a finance degree.
Would you like your doctor to come in and say, where did you graduate medical school? Actually, I have a philosophy
That's a little different, David. That's more of a vocational thing.
Okay.
But that's very there's a specific pathway to become a doctor, right? To become a business person, it doesn't matter. You can be a lawyer, you could be a doctor even, but you can be a finance person. But I think philosophy, understanding, the core that is the pain of the human soul, right, and the torture that you live through, right,
That's
to understand that.
Yeah, and this is
the
exact
really best way to be. I think
is the exact crap I don't want my kids to learn. What you did, your little diatribe. I'm not paying $80,000 for that. All right, so that's what.
Yeah.
So anyway,
they can talk to Omar for free. They don't need to go.
So these schools all have, obviously a very large curriculums with a whole bunch of different majors and minors and things like that. But they're all missing one thing that I think should be taught in every school across the entire country. And I call it home ownership 101. Okay?
Buy a home.
Not buying a home. Everyone lives in a home or an apartment or some dwelling, right? Yet no one teaches you anything related to that whatsoever. And it's like you learn by mistake. And we've said it on previous podcasts. Omar, you gave a story in a previous podcast about your generator going out, and then you had no clue what the hell to do.
None.
Dave, you told the story, similar story that I had about your lawnmower. Just one day it stopped working, and then you took it in, and you realized,
wait.
I never serviced this damn thing.
This is what Trump University taught.
Yeah. Yeah.
On Wednesday, we're going to learn about changing out your air filter on your furnace. That kind of stuff.
Yeah. Just teach these kids basics of home ownership. Teach them how to put in a light fixture. I don't want them teaching a whole electrician. You don't need a whole electrician regimen, but how to just put in a light fixture. That's all. Yeah. How to
don't you think kids should learn this when they're like 15 or 13?
Fine.
Know what? That's the problem of why parents aren't teaching it anymore. That's the problem.
What do you mean? Parents aren't teaching shit
my
about
dad
any of this.
Learned this stuff from his parents. My dad tried to teach it to me, but I was too busy playing video games to care. Now I no longer know these skills to teach my kids. So I'm with you, because our generation skipped it. Like we have no interest in it. So now these skills are
My dad never taught me any of this shit.
No.
Okay? No. I mean, I had to learn this crap on my own. And when I moved out and went on my own, and all these things we talked about, the generator, the lawnmower, just a leaky pipe. What happens when, I had a leak through my ceiling? I was like a deer in headlights. I didn't know what the hell to do. What do I do now?
Move.
You move. That's right. You put it on, you sell it, and you get the hell out of there. But I had a snowblower. I think I told you guys this in an earlier podcast. I had a snowblower. It snowed like a foot. I took it out. It didn't work. Why? I never serviced the thing in 3 years.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know you had to.
It's like Dave not putting oil in his car.
Well, not only I have a worse story than that, and you'd think I know better because I grew up in Wisconsin. I was snow blowing my driveway or my sidewalk because my neighbor had a snowblower and I didn't have one, so I was using it.
Yep.
And it got jammed, and so it got stuck. So I reached into the snowblower.
Oh,
I did
to
pull the snow out, and he runs out of the house to stop me because he's like, "You're gonna unjam it, and your hand's gonna get." I was like, "Oh yeah, that's a good point." Yes, that happened.
Okay,
and I remember thinking that was really stupid. Yeah.
Yep.
I was about to say that prosthetic you have is amazing.
My neighbor saved my limb. Yeah, but
okay. That seems a little obvious, so I'm not sure I would teach that.
Well, it stopped. I thought the thing stopped. I didn't think it would kick in, but he told me it did. Apparently.
Oh, it's got jammed. So
it was.
Had you dislodged the jam, it would have continued. It would have ripped your friggin' arm off.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
See, this is another area where, I'm so humble, because many people don't realize this, but I am like my father's son, right? Mm-hmm. And my father has 15 cars, and he's built stuff all the time. He's a nuclear physicist. I'm incredible with a set of tools. I can build anything.
Okay, I'm going to stop you. I'm going to stop you.
Listen, Booby, I don't believe a single.
I'm going to stop you right there. I'm going to stop you right there, because the story you told was my power went out, my generator didn't kick on, So I got my 357 Magnum and almost shot through the door. That was your response to that. You didn't even think I'm going to go out, get my tools, and look at the generator. So that I'm calling bullshit on that.
I am too.
About building things, like and fixing a car, like changing the oil. Like I can do that. Change a tire. I can do that with my eyes closed. Like that stuff is very easy to me.
I don't believe you.
But
I don't believe you can change the oil in a car.
I don't know. Maybe he can, but I know he wouldn't. There's a big difference.
I wouldn't at this point.
He wouldn't.
There have been many times where Omar has said he could do something, and then you push him on it, and he can't do it.
Well, that's very true. That's very true.
So,
yeah, that's a good point.
I would have to see him change oil in a car before I actually believe that could happen.
I'm gonna do it. I'll do it at some point. I'll do it when I come home again.
But don't you think, like, you know, I think I told you guys this story a little while ago. We were going on a road trip, and I was taking a shower early in the morning before the road trip, and the shower handle would not turn off. It like went all the way around, and the water wouldn't turn off. And I was flipping out. I'm like, oh my God, I can't get the water off. I don't know what to do. And then I had no clue what to do after that. And it just kept coming. Yes. And I talked to I screamed for my wife. She went and got my tools. I took off the handle. Tried to stop it that way. Yeah. Hey, Tony Pizza, get my wrench. But you know what I had to do? Dripping wet. I get my phone as the shower is just going and going for an hour. And I go on YouTube to figure out what the hell to do. And then I finally figure out how to turn off my whole house water. But this is stuff that people should know before they get a house or an apartment. They should know how to do all these things, down to hanging a picture or plunging a toilet. Or did your air filter. I didn't even know that the very first house I went into, I didn't know I had to replace the air filter in my HVAC unit. And
in high school, for me, you could shoot, like, there was two options you could go. There's home ec.
Home ec, right?
Home ec, yeah.
And then for the guys, we had shop or whatever that was, right?
Yes, but that's like metal shop or wood shop.
Yeah,
you're making ashtrays.
Building a wall. Like, we built a wall that had like electricity kind of stuff. Like
it was impressive.
Yeah, well,
we didn't do that.
Yeah.
But it was like you could go one or two. You're asking for dumb it down. Like it's not total home ec. It's not shop.
Correct.
It is.
I want called a home ownership 101, and it's basically let's learn the basics of what to do when stuff that happens all the time. That's going to happen, by the way.
Yeah.
When it happens, what to do.
Okay, who's taking this class? The man or the woman?
Everybody. What kind of sexist crap is that? Everybody is taking it. You're taking it. Dave's taking it. Moose is taking it. Boobies is taking it. We're all taking it. Everybody takes the class. It's mandatory. Right. It's either a freshman requirement in college, or it's replace metal shop or wood shop, where my wood shop teacher who's got only 6 fingers is teaching this instead of putting our hands through a bandsaw.
Do you remember that show, Home Improvement, Tool
Time?
Of
Course. Yes.
Pamela Anderson.
Right.
I'd watch it if it had a Pamela Anderson character.
Pamela Anderson was in Tool.
I'm just saying.
She was in Home Improvement. She was the very first.
Tim Allen?
What are you talking about?
She was.
It'd be more engaging. That's why that show did so well.
Omar, do you need to have a big busted blonde to learn anything? Is that what you're telling me? Do you need to have that in the equation?
No,
if you want to learn anything.
It adds a little pizzazz. You know what I mean?
Did you go to your history teacher? Listen, this Constitution, it sounds all right. And the Revolution, I get it, and the Civil War. But could we have someone with double D's come up here and stand by you while you teach? Is that what you want? Is that what you're saying?
In high school?
So you can concentrate? Is that what you're saying?
That's not fair.
That's what you said.
I did not say that.
You said, Pam, if you had Pam Anderson, then you would go to the class.
I'm making a reference to the show she was on, where they were indeed actually doing home improvements. And being aware of what goes on in the house. That's all.
What I'm saying is
full time.
Those are home improvements.
Your concept. I
just want the basics taught. So when you go, like, for example, I took typing. This is to show my age. I took typing in high school.
Yeah.
Okay. That was the best class I've ever taken.
I've never ever seen you type with more than one finger at a time. I don't know.
Horribly wrong. That's horribly wrong. I am not a hunt and pecker. I'm a very good typer, and I'm very good at it. In fact, funny story. When we were in class, I won't say the guy's name, but
is it idiot?
Yeah, it's not idiot. He was in college. The teacher wrote. The teacher was not there when we showed up, and the teacher wrote, type your name and weight, right? Basically for the teacher. And this kid wrote, and I'm like, John Doe, 185 pounds. Like, it's what he typed. Or like, no, that's the wrong weight.
She wrote weight, W-A-I-T, and he wrote his weight down? No.
Yes, he wrote his weight down.
Yeah,
it was very funny.
Are you sure that's not idiot? That
is not idiot. That's a different idiot.
You've been surrounded by
or maybe he was dyslexic. Who knows?
Dyslexic does not explain weight versus weight. That does not explain.
He had to put down his 2, I guess.
But don't you think that this is much more valuable than wood shop, where you're making bookends or something that your parents just throw out eventually once you move out of the house that's unusable?
I'm going to improve your
Ooh, please
concept.
do.
I'll call it life skills class and include
I love it.
Finance. Checking
That's a separate class. I had that class.
Oh, there is such a thing?
Okay. There is such a thing. I had that. It was called personal finance, and you learned how to balance a checking account, and you learned just the basic balance statement.
So boring.
Boring or not, you need it. Well, you don't need that anymore in life. Checking account, balancing a checkbook is unnecessary now. The way things are with digital.
What
classes would you eliminate?
Hello, it's not. Oh wait, my phone's ringing. It's 1985. Oh, sorry, no one's home.
That was Dave's suggestion. I would eliminate metal shop and workshop.
I would eliminate test cuts and loopholes.
Yes.
All those pork belly farmers.
Well, we had talked about that. You no longer need to. Well, typing is one. Cursive. There's some classes that are no longer.
That's right.
I think life skills. It just goes beyond home ownership. I think there is other making sure you could maximize your match on a 401k. Those are. I think those are things that are.
That's not. But okay, you're right.
That is in a 20-year-old who's starting life needs to know these things.
I agree with that. But number one, that's not necessary. That's not a necessary thing for getting by on a day-to-day with a certain struggle. Do you understand what I'm saying? What I'm saying is these are things that pop up that cause you heartache.
Yeah.
These are things that you're just not prepped for in life. You're just thrown into a house and not know that you have to do these things.
I agree with you. I thought you could expand the class. It's a whole semester.
And then the follow-up class, Home Ownership 201, is how to deal with asshole neighbors and then how to kill groundhogs on your property, which I'm doing right now. I'm killing groundhogs.
Is it groundhogs or I have?
That's still going on, huh?
Yeah, still going on. I've killed 8 so far, and I thought I got them all, and one is back. And he's the bane of my existence. In fact, I hit him the other day. I use an air gun, by the way, for our listeners. I do not have the firepower that Omar has in his abode. I use just a basic pellet gun because I don't want to have that kind of gun in my house. And it's a single load break barrel. And I hit him, and the thing fell over. I'm like, yes! And then he got up and ran away. That's how tough my pellet gun is.
But at least those are above ground. I have moles that are putting tracks in my lawn.
Well, that's awful. What groundhogs do too, but they show themselves at least.
Okay.
How far away were you with that shot?
Oh, I was a good, I'll call it 30 yards.
Wow.
Yeah. I have a scope.
Impressive.
It's a scope. There's a scope on it, so it's not that impressive.
Years of Call of Duty has helped him.
I've seen.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And duck hunt.
Yeah,
of course with duck hunt you could put the gun right up to the screen and just.
That's true.
There was no barrier.
That's 30 inches, not 30 yards. Yeah.
That's right. So
all right.
Look,
so
you know what I did I did the other day? So this is what my son's asshole friend backed over my damn mailbox and knocked it over on his way out of my driveway. And then, didn't say anything, ran off and then told my son later. And so I had to replace the damn mailbox. I didn't know what I was doing, but thankfully YouTube. So I went on YouTube, I watched a bunch of videos, and then I learned how to do it. Pour cement.
Wait. With a YouTube video?
I did it.
How to kill your son's asshole friend?
Yeah, right.
What did you Google on YouTube?
That's what I Googled first, and then I Googled mailbox.
Hold on. Doesn't your phone allow you to dial somebody who makes mailbox replacements? Like carpentry or fix-it man?
What I
do it yourself
now. What I do first now is I YouTube. I want to see the level of complexity, and if I feel I can do it, I actually like doing certain things like that. I like to have the feeling of accomplishment. So I've done a lot of things in my house myself That one I thought like, I really didn't feel like doing. It was hot, whatever, but I did it anyway, and it's and I did a good job. I leveled it off. I got the whole thing, and it worked well. But YouTube's awesome for that.
Like, do you play music when you're doing these manual labors?
Yes, I absolutely have.
Do you
AirPods
play country
in.
music?
No, I do not play
That's
country
what I
music.
play.
I do not play country music.
What do you play?
I play.
David, what do you think he plays? When he Pearl
I
Jam? Wait,
play,
Josh.
okay, I won't say.
EDM. I think he plays EDM.
EDM? Seriously?
Yeah. That's what I would do.
To get you pumped up.
I think Josh listens to either like something like REM, maybe.
Yeah.
I do like REM.
Yeah.
Or he's listening to maybe some Pearl Jam. That's my two guesses.
I do like Pearl Jam too, but no, when I'm putting in a mailbox, I want to listen to "What's New Pussycat" on a loop by Tom Jones. That
good.
really gets me revved.
Are you being?
No, I'm not being serious at all.
That's a joke. Yeah.
That's
okay.
a joke.
Yeah.
I'm not being serious. No, I listen to. Depends on what I'm doing. I listen to a whole mix of.
So you went to Home Depot, bought lumber, bought a mailbox.
No, I didn't buy lumber. I bought a mailbox. Lumber.
It comes with the stem or whatever you call it. What is
yes,
that?
A post, Dave.
Yeah,
a mailbox post. Yeah, they kind of sell that at Home
language
Depot.
that those carpenters use. That's what my phone is for.
Yeah.
Yes. You know what I did? I actually just put the mailbox right on the ground and left a little note for the mailman.
That makes sense to me. Yes.
Just put it in here, please.
Yeah.
No, I did the whole thing. I bought a chainsaw the other day. My wife was complaining about a tree that she thought was dead. And she's like, I'm going to call the tree guy. And I can't stand tree guys. Tree guys rip you off like nobody's business. They just pull numbers out of their ass. Like, oh, you want that tree down? $8,000. I'm like, no. So I bought a chainsaw myself and took it down myself.
That happens to me all the time.
That was a lot more work.
This is how the transaction goes.
Yeah,
I get a knock on my door.
Tree down. It's everything else.
I get a knock on my door. It's some random guy who says, you have 3 trees that need to come down. I'll do it for $4,000. And my negotiating goes like this. Okay. That's basically how it goes. Every idiot in town.
Gold mine.
Yes.
Gold mine.
I do not negotiate. I figure if he knows, he knocked on my door, he must know. That's exactly how it rolls at my house.
No, my wife goes, I want that tree down. I go, we don't need that tree down. It's fine. She goes, I want that tree down. She goes, I'm going to call a tree guy. I go, hold on a second. Then I go to Home Depot. I get a chainsaw, and then I knock that baby down myself.
You're more of a man than I am.
And then while I'm doing it, I go, God, I wish he had called a tree guy.
Yeah, exactly.
As it's hitting you in the head. Yeah.
Yes, because you look at it and you go, how hard is this? All I'm going to do is just slice this tree. It's going to fall over. Game over. Well, that's only the first part of it. And that's the easy part. Then you got to chainsaw the rest of that bitch for like 8 hours. It took forever.
I will back up. If the guy that comes to my door, it says you need 3 trees come down. I do ask the question: is it leaning over my house or my neighbor's?
Right.
If it's my house, I say yes. If it's my neighbor's, I'm like, let's.
I'm good with it. I'm good with it.
Let's see. Yeah.
Oh my God! All right, so that's my thing. So you guys are on board for that. I'm glad because that has to be done. Let's implement that and move forward and get these kids an education.
I want to get a degree in Josh house skills.
You don't get a degree in that. It's not going to be a major. I just want. It's just going to be just a freshman requirement, or I just want to get that out there, get these life skills. Just like I took typing, so now I learned how to type from that class. I know how to. I'm real good at it, and it's all from that class. I want that same thing from one class, either in high school or freshman year of college. That's all.
Fair enough. All right. Fair enough. All right, Omar. How about you? What's on your mind this week?
This is a really potentially life-changing topic. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, see, you have to come through now because you've done this before, and it's been a big, fat balloon.
All right, that's called me on a first date. Okay, so it's funny that again we don't talk about our topics before we
do not
on the show, but my topic is literally around something that David was alluding to in his topic, which is nicknames. And then yeah,
uncanny.
So
we are on the same wavelength.
I am a huge dog. Would you say I'm a dog person? You guys?
Yes,
yes, 100%.
I'm wearing my dog necklace right now. I'm wearing my dog hoodie.
In fact, if I were to have a range
over the top.
Dog to non-dog people, whatever the furthest end of dog people.
It goes Michael Vick to Omar. Those are the two. Those are the two ends.
You are the extreme.
Yeah, you're furthest away from Michael Vick.
So thank you. So my house that I live in, by complete and utter, what's the word for it? Serendipity, maybe is the word.
Okay.
Is if you type in Dogman and the neighborhood I live in, my house comes up immediately. My house is called Dogman's house. The beach in front of my house is called Dogman's Beach.
Wow. But it was named that before you got there.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, this is so meant to be, and it's crazy like thing. And I think that I kind of want to have people call me the Dogman.
Oh my God, you're asking to be called the Boa.
I want to be called Dogman. I'm the Dogman.
T-Bone.
It's my
T-Bone.
It's my Telegram handle now. Dogman0 is my Telegram handle.
Yeah.
And I think that I kind of want to make that my thing. I want to have people call me Dogman. Hey, this is my buddy Dogman. I don't know. Is that crazy? And I was going to ask you, can I make my own nickname? And you said it earlier. You can't.
Yeah, I said you can't. You can't.
I Google searched Dogman's Beach and the place area you live, and there is a proper name of Dogman's Beach House. You're saying that's your place?
I'm saying that I'm not. There is a place that's different because that is a house that's on Dogman's Beach. My house is called Dogman's House.
Dogman's House. Okay,
yeah, so you want to be called the Dogman.
You want to be the Dogman.
I think that's a really cool name to have.
What if you became a bounty hunter? Then you'd be Dogman the Bounty Hunter.
That's the one risk.
We can start doing this on the podcast if you want.
Yeah.
Dave, Josh, and Dogman. Yeah. Maybe that'll be good for our numbers. Yeah, we give it a try. I don't think that's flattering.
Josh doesn't like it. I can see from his face.
I don't mind it.
Is it too forced?
It's forced, number one, and I don't like nicknames that come from the people themselves.
Yeah, you're right.
It's got to come organically.
Damn it! I should have played.
Nicknames have to come organically, or they're not. They don't stick. That's what I find.
I'm surprised, Josh, you haven't given Omar a nickname. There's no nickname that if you yourself are the playground of nicknames.
T-Bone.
T-Bone. I have not. Yeah, you know what? I have not given him a nickname. But that's the thing. I don't want to force it. You don't give a nickname just to give a nickname. It's got to just come naturally. It has to come organically.
Yep.
And when that day comes, that day will come. Unfortunately, you've tainted it now because it's possible that Dogman might have developed, but you've tainted it. You've touched the baby bird, and now the mother is not going to care for it.
Is that true? If you touch a baby bird, I know that's
the myth.
I've heard that.
I think I've heard that too.
Yeah. When I was young, I used to touch a lot of baby birds just to see if that was true, and I never followed up, so I don't know the research on it.
Okay.
Touching and walking away. How dare you?
That's right.
So you want to be the Dogman. So along those
lines, Dogman or Dogman? Do you want to be called the Dogman or Dogman?
Dogman. I think the Dogman is too obnoxious.
Too formal. That's your dad.
Yeah.
Mr. Dogman. So people could mistake that maybe you're half man, half dog.
Like you're which isn't a super. It's odd that's not a superhero, by the way.
It's like John. Remember John Candy in Spaceballs?
Yes.
He was a Mog, half man, half dog.
Yes, he was, but he wasn't Dogman. Dogman has.
He wasn't Dogman. He was a Mog. He was a Mog.
How about Dog
Okay,
Boy?
well, look, you know what? Consider this to be me just planting the seed.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. It's all I'm saying. And then, so this is, I guess there's these are many topics. And the other one I was thinking about is, I'm a house guest for the next few weeks.
Okay.
And do you guys think that each of you are good house guests? Like, I think that I'm a wonderful house guest in some ways, but in other ways I'm not, because I leave my stuff everywhere.
Yeah, that's a bad house guest.
Yeah.
Well,
what makes you a good one?
A good one is someone
great energy. I'm very funny.
Back up on that one.
Here's your problem. You stay too long, and that's the number one cardinal rule that you don't break as a house guest.
I always bring gifts.
You stay too. Gifts are great, but you stay too long, and if you stay too long, you wear out your welcome.
How do you know he stays too long?
I just feel that. I just feel that in my heart of hearts that Omar will stay there until something gets awkward. Until it gets awkward. Until he hears the wife
Josh,
whispering in the kitchen.
Are you a good house?
How long is he going to be here for? Just tell him.
The dog man has been here
for people love having me because
I think I'm a very good house guest.
You really do.
I do, because I think I'm clean. I put away things. I'm very respectful of the house itself. I don't even, my biggest thing is going for the remote. I always have to have the remote, and if I'm in someone else's house, I resist the temptation. I let them do the remote.
Of course.
Yeah, but that's tough for me. I need that remote so badly.
I think a good house guest is out of sight.
I agree.
And you can't be a house guest if you are in sight. Like, you shouldn't stay there. So if they have like a downstairs room, you're down there, you come in and out, and maybe you'll pop up and talk, but then you're out of sight. Like, that's a good house guest in my
You always ask permission to go in the fridge and get something or whatever.
No. There, I agree with everything you guys said.
You don't leave marks on the bowl.
Whoever's in my home, everything in the house. Yes,
I did. Yeah.
Everything in my house.
Double flush, of course.
They can use and enjoy, including whatever in my fridge.
I know, but that's because you're a great host. But
you're a great host.
You're a better host than guest.
I think you would be a wonderful.
You're an excellent host,
and I want to test that. I want to stay at Dogman's Beach.
By the way, let me ask
for
you
about
guys,
a month.
This is more for Dave. Dave, when you watch TV with your wife, give me the percentage of time you have the remote.
This is a really interesting question because my wife and I do not watch TV together where remote is involved. If we watch a show, it is a specific show. I'm probably the one that has the remote that fast forwards the commercial, like on Apple TV.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
TV.
Yeah.
So I would probably be the one that holds the remote to fast forward through the commercials. But if we're like, which we watch and we're flipping through the channels, I don't think we've done that in a long, long time. It is.
We do that.
You want to watch this show? Yes. And then we sit down and watch it. And then when it's over, we split.
I don't know what couples watch TV together. They'll watch on their iPads.
Yeah,
or phones.
I think.
I think
Josh,
no. In your bedroom, Joshy?
Yeah, bedroom. Yeah, we watch TV all the time together.
I think that's rare. I think that's that's a.
We were just watching TV right before this podcast together.
Do you have one of those beds that recline up? Those like.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. And
you have reclining?
No, I'm kidding. I never understood those beds because what they don't show you is the fitted sheet. What happens to the fitted sheet when you
I have that bed. I have that bed.
You do? You have one of those beds?
I have one too.
I do.
That was sold to you by Art Linkletter?
The problem with it, Dave. Dave, actually, I'm curious, Dave. How do you feel about it? And I'll give you my analysis.
The recliner. So it's at our cabin, and it's one that it has a. I don't know. I forget what's the setting, like a cloud-like setting, where the head comes up, the feet comes up a little bit as well.
Yes.
And you sort of have this like.
Yes.
Do you sleep like that, or do you just?
No.
I can't.
I sleep with the head up slightly because I just feel like if you drank wine that night, like it's good to like have your head elevated.
Which in the household that David runs, that's pretty much.
Yeah, it's wine is flowing constantly.
Every night's a Saturday night.
Speaking of it, but
wine and a little sweet nups.
Sweet nups, that's right.
Please edit that out. Oh,
nope.
But we don't have it at home. We have it at the cabin, and it's a great iPad sitting experience. It's the perfect posture to watch an iPad. It's just because it's kind of weird. Very few people have it. It should be the norm. Actually.
What happens to the fitted sheet? Does it pop off?
No, it does not pop off.
Okay,
totally fine.
Okay, interesting. All right,
it adjusts.
But sometimes when you do this, what happens is the pillows behind you fall behind the mattress.
Oh, yeah, that's a problem.
I don't think. Yeah, I suppose.
I can see that.
Yeah, I don't know if that's happened to us, but I think what happens is, is you fall asleep with it in a certain position that's not great for sleeping. It's
And
good,
then
but you do fall asleep.
And then you pee the
wake
bed.
up and you're like, oh my gosh, my neck, because you're
Yeah,
kind of in
and it's all wet, and you pee the bed, and you're like, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Typical. We call that Tuesday.
That's a Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wet the bed again.
How did this happen? Damn cloud setting.
Cloud setting. I think that's right.
Cloud setting.
So where are we now? Right now, you want to be called Dogman? Is it? Did we decide?
We finished that. We finished that. It's
Well,
got to
I
happen
think that,
organically.
Josh-
it might happen. It might not.
Josh
we don't know
nipped
yet.
No,
the
we can
bud
make it happen.
an hour-
No. I don't want to
45
make it
minutes
happen.
ago.
I don't
would
want
just,
to make it happen. I want it to happen naturally.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not going to happen naturally.
I will
No.
say this.
Well, exactly.
I'm,
He killed it.
I'm traveling the next few weeks, and I'm going to be meeting more than a few people who don't know me, and I'm going to start introducing myself as the Dog Man.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Can I do that?
I have your new nickname. It just came. You are now dubbed Minotaur. Because you want to be Dogman. So you are the Minotaur.
That's a bull. That's not a dog.
Yeah, that's right. It's a bull. I'm going to give him the animal he doesn't want.
He's full of bull. That's
he is the Minotaur.
Minotaur.
What is this? The Greek Odyssey? Is that the guy who fights like Hercules or something like that?
His life is a maze of sorts. So there's part of that.
Is
There you go.
Is his mom like Aphrodite or something? Or
Oh my God.
I don't know. Josh, if he wants to be called
No.
the Dogman, we could.
No. You're defying the rules of nicknames. This is unwritten stuff, man. This stuff goes back
Dogman
centuries. I mean, that's how it works, you know?
Sorry, Minotaur. Minotaur.
It's not going to work.
It's not going to happen. That's actually a very flattering nickname. I don't think you should.
But let me tell you. I mean,
not bad.
Let me paint a picture for you guys. So, one of my best friends, Phil, was at my house.
Yeah.
And he built a grill. We got a grill.
He didn't build it. He put it together.
Fill the grill?
It took him 5 hours to do it.
Okay, right. But he didn't take my class. Had he taken my class, it would have taken him an hour.
Fair enough. So, but he spent a lot of time on it, and he wasn't, so happy sometimes. I said to him, all this pain you're experiencing, forever, this will be known as Phil's Grill because you built it.
Okay, right. Can I just interject?
And I said to him, could you imagine 25 years from now when we're sitting there and we're losing our hair and that's always going to be Phil's Grill.
No grill survives 25 years. That's number one. So your story is a little.
It doesn't.
2 years at best.
What's the average lifespan on grills? I didn't know this.
6, 7 years? No. 2 to 3 years. I've had my grill for a while.
You clean your grill right after each use?
Yeah, I do clean my grill. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
You put a cover on it?
Yeah, put a cover on it.
Man, you are quite the homemaker.
No idea.
My goodness,
David, I'm as surprised as you are.
But let me go back a second to Omar's story because again we have a contradiction. So he got a grill, and his house guest, he sat and watched his house guest put this grill together for 4 hours, after telling us
more like
that he's great at putting things together thanks to his dad's upbringing.
Yeah.
And yet he did not lend a hand at all to Phil as he labored for 4 hours putting this grill together.
He's from Texas, okay?
So
he likes to do things like this.
No, they don't. They like
Is
to
that
shoot.
what you're assuming?
They like to shoot stuff.
He's a musician.
He's also a diver, but it's the fat part of the curve. People from Texas love stuff with grills and like fires and stuff, So that's number one. Number two, he took the lead several times. He wanted to do it, so I let him do it. I want him to be happy.
But wouldn't you lend a hand? You just said he was agonizing over it, and then you calmed him down by saying it's Phil's grill. So he must have been agonizing.
What were you doing at the time?
I bought two giant fans.
He's got a pina colada in his hand in a beach chair, lounge chair, watching Phil sweat his ass off putting this grill together in 100-degree weather.
I bought 2 giant fans. Yeah. I bought a leaf blower, which I might have blown some of the screws away at a moment. But like leaf blowers are incredible, by the way.
They're pretty awesome. They're pretty awesome.
They do. Yeah. But I did my share. I was very active. Anyway,
Right.
That's my topic. I don't know, Josh. Again, you kind of cut my knees off at the beginning of the call.
I didn't mean to do that. It's not my ruling. It's not my rule. It's the law of the playground. And I hate to I just have to bring it up. That's all. I didn't write it. It's not my deal. I wish it wasn't so. I'd love to be able to call you dog man.
Can I ask you this though? I mean,
please.
I should have started the whole this whole thread with this question to you. Like, if anyone was called the dog man, it would be me. I
think it would be Caesar Milan.
I am going to search Dogman right now.
Or that one kid in, I think it's in, I can't remember where he is in the Middle East that has he's got that condition where all the hair comes out of his face. Could be that kid as well.
So Dogman is a children's book by Dav Pilkey.
Well, Dogman could be a lot of things.
As Dogman. So you are not, if there's anyone it's from the creator of Captain Underpants, by the way.
Oh, great book. Great series.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Wasn't the Dogman in the Land of Lost Time too?
You mean Land of the Lost?
Yeah.
That was Chaka.
That was
good
yeah,
memory,
the Sleet Stacks.
Thank you.
In the
Land of the Lost. I used to love Land
That's
of the Lost.
That's impressive. From
Chaka. Yeah, that's
Chaka. Remember, Will Ferrell recreated that movie, and it was horrific.
Yeah, it was terrible. Yeah.
Terrible.
Should we get to the email?
Yeah,
we got an email. By the way, there was a movie in 2018 called Dogman. A timid dog groomer living in poor suburbs sells cocaine on the side and stays out of trouble while trying to deal with an unstable, violent acquaintance who is a menace to the whole neighborhood. So you
that sounds exactly like you. You are now Dogman.
It's stuck.
Yes. See,
right.
That's organic.
Should we go to the mailbag?
We should. In fact, we have a repeat emailer.
Second
time, right? This is the second time we've had someone with multiple emails, and this is from our great friend and listener, Disgruntled Wife.
No. Read it again. Who's it from?
Oh, Gruntled Wife.
Right. Yes.
Interesting, but I believe
this was dropped.
AKA Disgruntled Wife.
No,
it's the same person.
It's the same person,
but they are now gruntled.
They're now
disgruntled.
They are now
gruntled.
Yes,
and this is they're now. Yeah. This is titled Apple Pie and is in direct response to the topic, Dave, that you brought up last episode, where you talked about your wife trying to make the apple pie.
Correct.
That your grandmother used to make for you that was so delicious, and it was a big fail, according to you. I thought it was a great success, but But here's what she has to say. She says, I would like to confirm that Dave's apple pie story was pretty accurate. Good start there, Dave, for you.
Yep.
I definitely overreacted. Wow, that takes a lot of courage.
There you go. Yep, plus 2 points.
There's more. Thanks for bringing up a sore subject. We fought the whole thing. We refought the whole thing on our way to a Cardinals game this week. So now, I think we now know who this person is. By the way, I don't want to reveal it, but I think we got it up. She goes on to say, cooking for me comes with a lot of baggage from my childhood, and it is like a very sore bruise. This was the incident where Dave learned that he has to tread lightly with me. To answer your questions, the first one I believe I brought up, she said the pie still tasted good. Because remember I said to you, because you said it all fell out, and I said, well, maybe it could still taste good. Sometimes things look bad, but still taste good. She claims the pie still tasted good. She said it was dough, sugar, butter, and apples. I don't remember if he even tried it.
I definitely.
Wow.
There's no question that I tried it. But yeah,
it sounds like you guys have a wonderful marriage with communication, which is
well, we are not uncomfortable airing our grievances on our podcast. That's how
every day
it is.
Every dinner is Festivus.
And she airing the grievances, and she admits, by the way, she overreacted in the beginning.
Yes,
But she goes on. No, there was nothing that he could have said, and yet she persisted. No, there was nothing he could have said that would have been okay with me except praise and thanks. I'm not proud of it, but I haven't made another pie since. They sell Marie calendars in the frozen section. Thanks from Gruntled Wife. So great, awesome email from Gruntled Wife.
Yeah.
Kind of apologizing in a way without saying she's sorry, but also refuting a couple things.
Yeah, that's the life I lead. It's like an apology, yet somehow I feel like I've done something wrong. That's a very typical woman's response. I'm sorry, but you're a villain.
It's called.
Yeah.
Isn't that basically what being married means in Latin?
It's exactly right.
That's exactly right. That's right.
Marriage means always being wrong.
No one's ever sorry.
I remember I had this client years ago, and he told me that the answer to success in marriage is whenever he comes home, the first thing he would say to his wife is, "I'm sorry."
Yeah, but that opens a whole other
is, "Hello, Tony Pizza."
Hello, Tony Pizza.
I'm sorry.
What's for dinner?
Whatever I did when I wasn't there.
What's for dinner? I hope not that apple pie.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure it was wonderful. I might make you one actually, Dave, for your.
You will? Oh, it better be good, because if it's not good and I give you a pass, it'll be nothing but grief at home. So I from this point forward, I need to be brutally honest with apple pie pizza. Apple pie analysis. So feel free to make one.
But apparently she does admit without admitting that it wasn't her finest hour baking that apple pie.
Correct.
So, yeah, that's very evident in this email.
Let's break this down. It was the apple pie. There's something wrong with the apple pie. I wasn't criticizing the taste or anything. I was just like, in my previous interaction with apple pie, the filling has consistency. This one is more like water. Something seems wrong, and all of a sudden, knife into my back.
Yeah, I get it. I get it completely.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm sure lots of listeners do.
Live and learn. But thank you, Gruntled Wife, and hopefully others follow suit and send us their email and their thoughts. That'd be awesome.
Yes, and hopefully that the experience will teach you. There might be someone listening who's recently married and their wife makes a new meal. They'll learn now, kind of too.
You know what? Somebody asked me the other day. Oh, you know what? We should probably.
What's that, dog man? Give us it real quick.
Somebody said you guys realize that you guys are the beginning of a lot of jokes.
The beginning of a lot of jokes?
Yeah.
I don't know how to take that.
A Muslim, a Jew, and a Christian walk into a bar.
Yeah, that's true.
We never talked about that. We span 3 religions. This is crazy.
We do. And that's the diversity amongst us.
So before we sign off, let's just give our listeners an update, a little bit of what's happening with FTS. We have been recently profiled in thepodbible.com. Correct?
Yes. We're paying them thousands of dollars to profile.
Yes. I don't know if that's true.
Well, we weren't. We were. We weren't profiled. We were listed as one of the newest independent podcasts worth listening to.
Correct. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So feel free to look up.
Very exciting.
Podbible.com.
Lobart.
And go to page somewhere between 20 and 30. And
I believe it's 32. Page 32.
All right, just to be vague, and it's page 32. Podbible.com. And on top of that, Podcast Magazine is going to be interviewing us I think in next month, right? In September sometime, or is it in August?
I believe. We don't know exactly when it's going to come out, but I think it will be the September issue. And so that's very exciting.
So we're an up and comer. If you're listening to us, it's like going to see David Letterman.
Suzanne Vega. She was
Suzanne Vega.
Yeah, remember?
What?
My name is Luca. I live on the second floor.
Right, but why? That's not
seeing her early in her career.
Before her one-hit wonder.
Well, again, I'm setting the bar low. That way maybe be better than her.
You know what it's like? It's my buddy. At his fraternity parties, Dave Matthews Band played at his fraternity parties.
Oh, mine too, actually, in Virginia.
There you go.
Is that right?
Because you went to school in Virginia, and he went to school in Virginia, and he used to play fraternity parties in Virginia.
Yep.
And so that's what it's like.
That's what we are. Okay.
You are listening to Dave Matthews at a frat party right now.
Meets Suzanne Vega. Yeah.
All right. Congratulations to all you listeners. And so look us up on Podbible, podbible.com. And we'll keep you up to date.
Wait,
it is
I have a
Podcast
question.
Magazine.
Why would someone who listens to us want to read a review of us on Podbible versus a new listener?
That's a great question.
Because we can't tell new listeners because they're not listening.
We're trying to reach new listeners.
I guess we're telling our existing listeners, thank you for listening, that we are creating a buzz. There's a buzz out there.
We're validating their choices. Yes, we're saying, you chose us, and if you're wondering, did I do the right thing? The answer is yes. Because
you're doing the right thing.
We will never sell out until we, of course, sell out.
If you're a listener,
yes.
and your question, we're going to sell it pretty fast.
We'll sell out to the any price. Yeah.
If you're a listener and you're thinking, is this a good podcast? I really don't know.
Exactly.
The answer now is yes.
The answer is yes. We're in Podcast Magazine, podcastbible.com. We're all validating us.
Right? Yes, all validated. So all you unsure listeners, which is probably 98% of you,
yeah, right.
Trust the gut on this one.
If you are not a sister of one of the hosts here and wondering, you're doing the right thing and listening to the podcast. All right, we'll wrap it up here because we're told that over an hour is more than overstaying our welcome, just like Omar as a house guest.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. We look forward to talking to you next week. See you later, everybody.
See ya.
Smell ya.